All right, welcome to the 7th episode of Corn Brew Podcast. Rixe and I are not together, but I feel you in my heart, Rixe.
I am in your heart. I'm with you always.
I hate you so.
No, no matter where you are, I will be there with you.
There's a few times in life where I'm driving and I just feel a flutter in my stomach and I go, that was Rixe.
Yeah, I was.
Hey.
Probably creating gas for you.
Creating gas?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Usually after that, I felt fine. The big topic right now, obviously, or the two big things in sports world that I care about, or that we care about, is the NBA Finals, and then the NBA or the free agency coming up and how the AD trade influenced that. So that's what we're gonna be talking about today. Just a little recap on the finals, and then go straight into Anthony Davis going to the Lakers, and then what that means for free agency. But before we jump into the finals, I just want to explain how pissed off I was that I had to work for the finals. And then I'm like, this meeting, it was the stupidest shit ever. It was like a convention pretty much. It's done at 9. So I was like, we'll be good. Like, I'll be able to catch, I'm an hour late. Hopefully I'll catch some of the second quarter, then the rest of the second half. I did not get done. I caught 6 minutes of the game.
Man.
The last 6 minutes.
I was waiting for you to be done. I'm like, come on. I'm like, I got to text you about this game. This is unreal. And I was just waiting. Oh, yeah. You missed a good game.
I know, because then I ran back to the dorm. People are like, Jimmy, you going to the campfire? I looked at him with the most stern look in my face, and I said, shut up right now. Don't interrupt me. So I was running, but no, I was super interested because on my phone I was getting alerts, and you just kept seeing Klay Thompson going off. He has 30 points. And I instantly thought about the Thunder versus the Thunder and Warriors when Durant was still on the Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
His big game 6, the only reason they made it out of that series, I was like, oh shit, is Klay just Mr. Game 6 now? And then I read he went to the locker room, and then I read that he came back on the court. So I was just mixed emotions. And then he's back in the locker room. So yeah, that's like the big thing that stood out to me was just the game. Klay Thompson had 30 points and then just gets taken.
Yeah.
You
kind of hit it on the head. It was an excellent game, and Klay really stepped up.
Yeah.
And he showed up, and he was balling. And I'm looking, and I'm like, yeah. Because of Klay, those Raptors don't stand a chance. I did not think the Raptors were going to win that game. I'm like, Warriors are going to pull this one out.
Yeah.
And then the big thing happened with the dunk and then landing on that knee awkwardly.
Yeah.
So.
And once that shit happens too, it's like, that's a ligament.
Yeah. And like, you could see how it affected Steph Curry too. I mean, Steph Curry showed his emotion slamming the ball, and he was just on the opposite side of the court, just sitting because I think he knew right away how bad it was.
And that's the thing. It's like these Warriors, they've had, and I know I'm repeating things that other people said. This isn't like a hot take, but the Warriors have had probably the best injury luck out of any team in the last few years, and it just all caught up to them this finals, or this not even this finals, this playoff.
Yeah, and it's part of sports. Part of, a lot of people, like especially football, you think of how many quarterbacks got their big break because of injuries. You could say Raptors won because of injuries, but Raptors couldn't control it. They don't have control. They don't have anything. And so the injuries, it was just Danny Green went up to make that block, and normal basketball play, nothing dirty, and he came down, landed wrong. And next thing you know, torn ACL.
And that's the shitty thing is like the Raptors, they get their first win in their franchise history, and that's not the storyline. The storyline is Durant's ruptured Achilles, Klay's torn ACL, and now Anthony Davis trade. Like literally, the Raptors winning the finals is number 4 on the what to talk about.
They got like 12 hours. It's that.
And I was listening, and people were saying like the Anthony Davis trade was probably done already, but they were just trying to be a little bit respectful and be like, you know what, let's let the Raptors have a couple days before we just take all the headlines away.
Yeah. I mean, basically Canada is out celebrating, and Canada knows, but here in the U.S., like, that's okay. We'll give you 12 hours, and then we're moving on to something else. Let's talk about the Warriors.
Absolutely. No, this is honestly just off the top of my head. You brought up like Canada. So Canada wins their first title.
Yep.
I was saying, so right now the NBA obviously has 30 teams. Going to 31 doesn't make sense, but going to 32, NFL has 32 teams. Could you see like Seattle gets a team first? If the NBA ever adds another team, it's Seattle. But if they're looking for another team, Canada just got the first champion. Vancouver used to have a team. Do you think like maybe this championship's like, you know what, maybe we bring another team to Canada?
I think I like that. I like that a lot. All right, here's just a crazy thing. I was just thinking about it. What if you connected all North America and gave Mexico City a team? Is that a thing?
Shit, you might as well.
I'm like, okay, just to come on, throw it out there, like just crazy ideas flying through my head.
Yeah.
It's just, well, if we gave, but I guess it makes more sense go Canada and like Vancouver, like Seattle and then Vancouver maybe.
Yeah. And I think like just to be, that could happen, but the only thing is, I don't know how much they want to expand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's already an 82 game season. I feel like if you add, I think you can go to 32 pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how much more than that, because I don't know. Once you start going over that, it's a shit ton of teams to make a schedule for.
Oh shit, yeah.
But I don't know. And I would think like, and just not even be like a dick about it, is like the safety in Mexico City. I don't know how many people want to move down there, you know?
Yeah, exactly. No, I totally makes sense.
Long story short, that was a terrible idea, and don't you ever bring it up to me.
Yeah, my bad. I mean, just popped in my head there, and I'm like, let's throw it out there, see what happens.
You think
maybe Adam Silver's listening? He's like, wait a minute, that's a good idea.
Yeah, he's like, that Ethan Ricks, he has some good ideas.
All right. I want to go back to that Clay injury. So I was watching the game. I learned something. I did not know that if you do not shoot the free throws, you can't come back in the game.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
That was a surprise to me. When the announcer said that, I'm like, what? Really? And then that's why Clay was halfway down the tunnel, but then kind of stumbled back out. I'm like, if I was the ref on something, like, no, dude, you're already halfway down the tunnel. Like, how long do we have to wait for you? Because it was such delay. It went to commercial. He's basically getting carried down the hallway. Next thing you know, he's like kind of running out the court. What he made 2 for 2, right? He made the first one, and then he made the second.
I think so. I could be wrong, but I'm 90% sure.
All right. Now, so after that, do you think the KD situation affected Clay at all? Like letting him stay out there more, or were they like, no, we can't mess up again. We have to protect the player. Does the KD situation, did that affect how they handled Klay Thompson?
I'm going to steal from Bill Simmons on this one and just say, like, with KD, he was a 30-year-old man making this decision. Klay Thompson's upper 20s. Like, Klay Thompson tore his fucking ACL and was arguing to come back into the game. Like,
he wanted like so bad.
Klay Thompson has missed like 2 games in his career. That man is just, as much as I hate the Warriors and as much as he pissed me off, mainly because of his comments about Milwaukee, like, that man is a damn warrior. Like, he besides Kobe and fighting through his injuries, like, Klay Thompson to me is like the epitome of toughness in the NBA right now.
Oh yeah, and if I had to take Klay or Steph, I after watching like this series and watching him the last couple of years, I want Klay.
Oh no, I'm with you 100%. Did you see the video where Clay got switched on to Fred VanVleet, and then he looked at Sean Livingston and called for a switch because I don't know if he felt he couldn't guard Fred VanVleet or what, but I was like, what do you do, Steph? Like, what do you can't guard Fred VanVleet? On a different team, he'd be a starting point guard, but you can't. You need a switch on their backup point guard. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, no, I love Clay. I love his intensity, his defense. He creates shots off the dribble much better than Steph Curry. Steph is all finesse and excellent three-point shooter, but I think Clay brings more intensity to team. He can pick up a team when everything's going down. And maybe it's just because defenses focus so much on Steph, but I don't know. I just watched Clay this last series especially, and I'm like, this is the guy I want on my team.
Yeah, and the big thing with him, like you just mentioned, he can score without, or like he can create his own shot. Obviously, like he can play like that. But there's that game this year where he scored 43 points and only dribbled 4 times the entire game.
Gosh, yeah, that's unreal.
So he can play. Yeah, he can play on the ball. He can create his own shot. But you're not gonna find a better off-ball player than Klay Thompson.
Yeah, no, exactly. It moves very well without the ball. So
yeah, and I don't know. Just thinking about it, it sucks for the Raptors.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird that I would say it sucks for the Raptors after they just won a finals. Like, I'm sure in their minds they honestly don't give a shit because they're the best team in the NBA after this year. But it's just what I really thought about, and I can't steal this either. On Twitter, I saw the whole Kawhi Leonard. He destroyed the Heat dynasty, and now he destroyed the Warrior dynasty. And it made me think of, you know how Randy Orton was the legend killer? I really want to make a t-shirt that just says Dynasty Killer, and it's just Kawhi's face.
Oh my gosh, you really should.
I know, dude.
You need to like trademark that and make that like a t-shirt, the Dynasty Killer, and have Kawhi. I love that.
It's hilarious to me that I don't know, like I just don't understand how the Raptors win. And if you think about the Raptors right now too, like if someone said like, "Hey, the Raptors," the first thing I'm gonna say is, "Where do you think Kawhi's gonna go?" It's not
exactly.
It's not, "Oh yeah, they just won the finals." It's literally, where's Kawhi gonna go?
But all right, speaking of like the Raptors.
Yeah.
And so since today is Father's Day, we have to first of all, shout out to all those fathers out there, especially you, Jimmy James.
Thank you. I was gonna say, don't be.
This is your first Father's Days ever.
First Father's Day. I didn't do shit today. I looked at Des and I said, "I'm not moving from this couch all day."
Well, enjoy it. You have an extra holiday now.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the main reasons those Raptors won the finals was Mr. Fred VanVleet.
Yeah. Dude.
And all right. So I want to show you some stats because ESPN shared this today as part of Father's Day. Fred VanVleet, before and after the birth of his son, which was May 20th. Okay?
Yeah.
Before May 20th, he's averaging 4 points a game. After his son, he jumped to 14.7.
Jesus.
His field goal.
You're making me so pissed off because half of these fucking games were against the Bucks. Keep going.
His field goal percentage, 26. Jumped up all the way to 51%.
I'm going to punch this kid in the face.
This is where it gets even crazier. 3-point percentage.
All right.
Went from 20%. Take a guess of what it jumped to. What number?
All right. So I'm looking at just game 6 right now. He was 5 for 11 from 3, 45%.
No, higher.
Higher than 45?
Yep, higher than 45.
50?
53%.
That kid.
Okay.
You better name that kid Jesus Christ because.
And so before his son, he played in 15 postseason games. After his son, there was 9 games. So those stats we just listed after his son was born happened in 9 games. And because of his offense, because of his defense on Steph with the box and one, I mean, he's one of the main reasons they won the championship. This guy, whatever happened, his son is a miracle.
Yeah, honestly, he really is.
Toronto needs to name a street after Fred VanVleet's son, whoever his name is.
I like that we don't know his name, but honestly, like if I ever meet his son, for some reason, I would call him Jesus Christ. I'd say, you know what? You're a miracle worker. You turned the Raptors around. You are the next Messiah. That's insane. Like that is literally, and I'm looking at this thing, and he is the reason that Kawhi didn't get a unanimous MVP for the finals because Fred VanVleet got an MVP thing, and I'm not upset about it because if he didn't play the way he did, they would not have been in the finals.
And it was like, it's not like Fred VanVleet did this all year. He kind of came out of nowhere as a backup guard.
Yeah,
and just helped the Raptors to new levels.
Jeez Louise. And that's the thing. Like I'm looking right now. And like just at the points at for the Raptors, and this is just game 6. I know the whole series is different, blah, 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 blah. But consider like Kawhi Leonard had one of his worst statistical games in game 6. The game they closed out. He only had 22 points, but then you have Siakam came through, and a lot of people said like, you know, this is gonna fall on Siakam, how he plays. He had 26. Kyle Lowry, Mr. doesn't perform in the playoffs, literally had 26 points in the biggest game of his career. And then Fred VanVleet and Serge Ibaka off the bench had 22 points and 15 points. Like this team was it was built to not like – it was just looking at this now, obviously they faced a depleted Warriors team, so you can't really hold that – like you can't – you have like as shitty as it is, you have to put an asterisk next to this finals. You have to, and it's the same way in my mind. I put an asterisk next to the 2015 when the Warriors won without Kyrie or Kevin Love. But this team was built to win. Like in my mind, they made the trade for Marc Gasol. They had Fred VanVleet, Ibaka. Powell didn't play well. They had a new boy off who was injured, but if he was healthy, would have been a huge X factor. Like this team was built to make a run for the finals, which makes me feel like a real dumbass in the beginning of the year where I thought the Raptors were going to be shit.
Oh yeah, I mean it's all right. You brought up Siakam and Kawhi Leonard. Did you know Kawhi Leonard and Siakam combined for 1,187 points in the postseason?
Seriously? That's okay.
Yep. Tied with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen for second most by duo in the single postseason in NBA history.
Jeez. Who was the first, you know?
Guess who has more? I know. Take a guess at 2012.
Oh, LeBron and D-Wade?
Exactly. With but it's 1,000. It's not by much. It's like 100 points more, but it's not by much.
Okay, so that's literally 4 Hall of Famers. Kawhi's a Hall of Famer. Yeah. Do you think this means that?
Yep.
You think Siakam has a chance to be a potential NBA Hall of Famer then?
Well, okay. Siakam has one good year. He has to. I think it's way too early to tell with Siakam.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm definitely with you.
I think it's way too early. I mean they beat up second most. I mean you had like guys like Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah.
I mean in all the duos you had in NBA history, Kawhi and Siakam, they had second most, tied. Luckily, like I don't know how you have a tie in this scenario. That's just crazy to me. But tied with Jordan and Pippen. I mean, if you ask who's the best duo, like most people are like Jordan and Pippen or something like that. And
in my mind,
Kawhi and Siakam and they tied it. Oh, well, okay. He's Dwayne and LeBron at 1,222. So it's like 40 points. They missed out by less than 40. No, for LeBron and D-Wade in 2012.
So I'm following this guy on Twitter. It's kind of a dumbass reason why I started following him. He kind of got a little chippy with like a Bucks guy who breaks down like Bucks film and just puts it on Twitter just because that's what he likes to do, which is cool. Like he does a really great job. Like potential to honestly be in like an NBA film room. And so this guy who was in the NBA film room, it breaks down film, whatever. Long story short, he put on the internet or on Twitter that Siakam is going to be eventually be compared to Giannis and say like him and Giannis, he's Giannis, but he already has a developed jump shot. And I never wanted to hit more in the face in my life.
No, that's unrealistic. No one like Giannis, like he's a Greek freak for a reason. He's a freak of a man.
Yep.
Like, no, Siakam, I don't know who I compare to the NBA right now, but it's definitely not Giannis.
Yeah. No, I know. And that's the thing is like,
I mean,
yeah, he might have a little bit better of a shot as Giannis, but he doesn't have the passing ability.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have the rebounding. Or like I'm looking at his stats right now. He has one block.
Or the defense.
Exactly. Giannis is literally in the like in the final 3 or 4, whatever the hell it is, for MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. There's only been like 2 players in the past that have done that. That's insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, definitely not. Like, not to take away from Siakam at all. I think he's an awesome player. Love to have him on a team, but he's not Giannis.
No, yeah, Giannis is top 5 in the NBA. Even without, then that's the craziest thing is without a jump shot, top 5 in the NBA. I don't want to make this about the Bucks, obviously, as a homer, but so just real quick, last thing about Toronto, and just Toronto, because we're gonna get to the Warriors, and that's a whole nother thing to dive into. But right now, obviously, the big thing when you think about the Raptors is what is Kawhi gonna do? And if you had to make a decision right now, we're not gonna make a prediction, if you don't mind, on where he's gonna go. But just quick, do you think he stays or do you think he leaves?
Okay, so I was just looking at odds and stuff for where Kawhi was going. Yes. And I was a little surprised to see that the Raptors were the favorites to land him.
He just bought a house in Toronto.
He did?
Yeah, he
bought how recent?
A few weeks, or within the last couple weeks, or for sure. I don't want, maybe not that, for sure within the last month he bought a house. Let me Google that.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's growing on him. I could see that maybe he's content there, but in my I guess I think it's going to be Toronto or the Clippers.
Really?
And I think that Toronto, it makes sense. Why leave? Stay in the East. Like, stay in the East. No one else, like, Toronto's going to give him whatever he wants, honestly.
Yeah, no, he just
whatever contract.
Go ahead.
I mean, you have an excellent team with you right now. They're only going to get better. They're going to keep the pieces there, hopefully. I mean, why not run it back? Why not keep it good? I mean, move to LA with the Clippers. What good does that do you?
Yeah.
Unless you want to start fresh again. But I'm kind of a person, I'm like, you've been there only 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
You won the championship, had great success. They're going to do whatever they can to keep you there. They love you. Stay.
Yeah. No, I'm totally with you. I think if I'm Kawhi, I just won the NBA Finals. I'm staying with that team. Like, how do you? I don't know. Which it's different because he didn't want to go to Toronto to begin with. Like, that's not a secret. Like, clearly he didn't want to. He didn't want to be there. But So right now I'm just looking at the roster for next year. And the big thing is, so obviously Kawhi can leave, and I think like if I have to go with my gut, so I Googled it, and he bought a house in Toronto as of June 3rd, it was reported. So 2 weeks ago, it was reported that he bought a house in Toronto, which that's a tough thing. If he didn't buy a house, I'd literally go, oh, he's leaving without a doubt. But the fact that he bought a house changes. Because but the thing, Jabari Parker with the Milwaukee, he built a house in Milwaukee, but the difference is he left in free agency. To where which what Kawhi would do, but it was the other way around. Milwaukee didn't want Jabari. Jabari wanted to stay in Milwaukee. Milwaukee didn't want Jabari. Toronto would probably cut off literally sacrifice every firstborn to have Kawhi stay there.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to leave.
It really doesn't. Especially right now with the whole the NBA is in the biggest shift. I'm trying to think, and probably the biggest shift since LeBron left to Miami.
Yep.
Because the Warriors are done, not done, but the Warriors they went from a guaranteed Western Conference NBA Finals every year for the last 5 years to hopefully make playoffs in the West.
Yeah.
The Raptors could lose their best player. Houston is having difficulties with their GM and their coach. Harden, their system's getting figured out. They shoot a shit ton of threes and they rely on Harden way too much. Chris Paul's getting old. In the East, Milwaukee's literally the only team, and I'm saying this as someone that's trying to be as unbiased as possible, but Milwaukee's literally the only team that could stay together. Boston's a shit show. Kyrie's already leaving. He's not going back. Philadelphia, Tobias Harris is leaving. Jimmy Butler's leaving. Toronto, Kawhi.
Yeah.
Like this is
I guess
go ahead. It's crazy to me that someone's going to leave after they won the finals.
Yeah. And we don't know what's going to happen with Philadelphia. That's the big wild card, is because both Butler and Tobias could leave. Yeah. I think Philadelphia needs to make some change, if that's with coaching or with players. But I mean, the West is going to be down. Yeah, that's for sure. Because Portland, they're going to stay the same unless they go get somebody. Warriors are going to be way down because of injury. Lakers might be in the mix next year. But yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Why go Clippers?
Yeah.
If you still want to be successful, at least, like still win games, still compete, still battle, then the Raptors make the most sense for Kawhi.
No, I wholeheartedly agree. I think they have a really legitimate chance to going back-to-back. If they stay together. Their biggest tests right now, their biggest tests are going to be Milwaukee, Philadelphia if they stay together, and the Lakers. But if you compare that to what they faced this year, the 76ers, Milwaukee, and then the Warriors, like it's pretty much even. Like it's two of the teams are literally going to be the same, and then you just replace the Warriors with the Lakers. Like it's doable. And Kawhi's proven
for sure.
You can never. No one can shut down LeBron. No one in the world can shut down LeBron. But Kawhi's proven that he can limit LeBron.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I don't know.
And LeBron has a lot of time off this year.
Yep.
So
and I think
you better watch out for LeBron next year.
And that's the thing is people always talked about, and I'm still befuddled. Obviously not us because we're not idiots, but there's people who think like LeBron's done. But the thing is, he had that shit show of a Lakers team in playoff contention. He got hurt. He missed a bunch of games. And this isn't an excuse for him, but he mentally checked out. Should he have? No, but he did. He checked out. He was
it was also.
Go ahead.
The entire team did. After that whole fiasco with AD at the trade deadline, the entire team checked out. It's like this guy that they've been looking up to for so many years, especially as kids, all these guys. The Lakers are such a young team. These guys, LeBron and Rondo, But and all of a sudden it's like, oh, he doesn't want me. He doesn't want me here. It was just all those reports with the AD. I mean, if the AD thing never happened, I think they would have made playoffs. But I think that was just one thing that kind of hurt a lot of feelings. They got mentally, they weren't there as a team. And so I think starting a fresh new year without that drama mid-season is going to be huge.
No, I'm with you 1,000,000%. I think they all kind of, you could tell it was just like, you know what, we know this is not going to be the team next year. This is stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it was just weird.
Yeah.
And like, Ingram's coming. So yeah, let's move on. So Toronto, Golden State, we'll move on from the finals. And even like when we talked about it, literally we talked about everything other than Toronto won. Like, we talked about other things on that.
Yeah.
So we'll bring up obviously.
But hey,
yeah.
Just want to say I'm ecstatic Toronto won. I was so happy. Had a hell of a time watching the game, especially when I knew that Toronto was going to take this game. Congratulations to them. I'm so glad it's a different winner besides the Warriors this year.
No, I'm totally with you. It felt like the Patriots, like the Warriors were the NBA's Patriots, and I was ready to see.
Okay. What? Okay. Did you see that Sony Michel tweet?
No, I didn't. What he put?
Okay. Sony Michel, the running back for the New England Patriots, he tweeted something. If you hate watching the Warriors, or you hate the Warriors because they win so much, you must hate the Patriots.
Yeah,
he was basically comparing the two, because we hate the Warriors because they are good and they win too much. And Sony Michel went out and said, "Ha, if you hate the Warriors, you must hate the Patriots."
Well, I really do think that's it, because a lot of people I talk to have been like, the Warriors are pretty much the Patriots of the NBA, and it's like the last 5 years they have been. I'm sick of them. I'm fucking sick of them.
We like diversity sometimes, but we also like the dynasty.
Yeah, no, that's the thing too. Because I'm weird too, to where I love that LeBron went to 8 straight finals, and I hated that the Warriors went to 5 straight. It doesn't make sense, but it's sports.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's
for sure.
Let's jump into free agency. We already hit on it a little bit with Kawhi. If I had to make a gut decision right now, I do think it's between the Lakers, actually. So you want Clippers or Raptors, right? That was your final thing?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with you. Same, definitely LA, but I think it's going to be either Lakers or Raptors. For the reason, Raptors because they won.
You think?
Go ahead.
No, finish off.
Well, I was going to say, because Raptors won the NBA Finals, if they stay together, they're the team to beat, obviously. But the reason I think the Lakers, I think post AD, they wouldn't want to go. They wouldn't want to go there. I don't think Kawhi'd go there. No one wants to be the first star to go with LeBron, because you're gonna get shit for it, because you're going with LeBron. It's a media thing. People are gonna hate on you, whatever. I think it's better that AD got traded there than signed there, because he can play the card. Well, he can't really because of all the shit he pulled to get there, but he got traded there. He didn't sign there, so it's a little bit different. But you have 2 stars there. They're automatically contenders just with those 2. And if you add Kawhi, who already has been a big person with LA, like, I don't know. I think if he leaves, he's going to leave for a reason. You go to the Clippers, you don't have a chance at the finals. You don't. Now with the Bucks, now with the 76ers, now with the Lakers, how they are. So I don't think Kawhi is going to leave the Raptors for a team that isn't even going to make the finals. Or even he goes to the Clippers, they're definitely a playoff team because they were this year, but there's no chance they compete with the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only reason. If I had to make a guess, right now I say he stays with the Raptors, but if he leaves, I think LeBron can convince him to go there. But I also
just looking at so kind of help back up your point, which I thought was crazy at first, but a report on Bleacher Report, Kawhi Leonard rumors. Lakers to pursue Raptors star after Anthony Davis trade.
Yeah, and that's what I saw too. Was that you knew LeBron's been going after him since last offseason. And then it kind of died down with he wanted the Clippers, but now why not? If I'm a star and I look at the Clippers and I look at the Lakers, they have two superstars. They have still arguably the best player in the world. He's at least top 3. And the thing is, we didn't see LeBron, we didn't see playoff LeBron. So LeBron in the playoffs is still the best. If I had to choose any player in the league right now in the playoffs, I'm choosing LeBron still until I'm proven wrong.
Yeah. But all right, here's the argument for you. Since we're talking about this, you have Anthony Davis, you have Kuzma, you have James.
Yep.
Those guys are all like your front court, your big men. Would it make more sense to go get Kemba Walker or Kyrie Irving instead?
Yeah.
And help your backcourt out?
No, absolutely.
Okay. So if you have the choice, both guys say yes. Let's for the argument, let's put Kyrie because he's better than Kemba.
Yep.
You have a chance to get either Kemba or Kyrie. Both guys would say yes. You only could get one. Who'd you get?
So either Kemba or Kyrie?
No. Kyrie or Kawhi. I might have said that wrong.
Oh, no, I got you now. So Kyrie or Kawhi?
Yep.
No, I'm taking Kawhi.
Yeah, I mean, same here.
Yeah, he just proved he won the finals. Like, yeah, he only had 22 points in the final game 6, but he's the only, like, he had one of the most historically, like, statistically in the whole history of the NBA, he had one of the best finals you could have, or even playoff runs you could have. He led the team in points, rebounds, steals. Like, this guy, it's ridiculous. Like, you have to take Kawhi over Kyrie. You can find point guards that are going to play. You can find someone who's going to distribute the ball, who can shoot. You can put Seth Curry in at point guard. And if you have Kawhi, LeBron, and Anthony Davis, you're fine. And you still have Kuzma. He'd be off the bench at that point. You can't play him at the 2. So you have Kuzma off the bench. You get a 1 and 2. Like, that shit is beautiful.
Yeah. And I mean, just as a player level, I mean, even LeBron could handle points.
Yeah, he's a point forward.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I guess the point guard is, I mean, anybody can bring the ball up the court. And you could get a guy like Rondo to still be there to help out. I mean, you could even go big and have LeBron, Kuzma, Kawhi and Anthony Davis with Rondo.
That's a crazy thing too, is if you put them in there, you'll have mismatches. So Kawhi can guard a 2, obviously. Kuzma can guard a 3, LeBron can guard a 4, Anthony a 5. Yeah, you get a point guard in there, they'll be fine defensively. And then that lineup would be ridiculous because of the small ball factor right now. Every other team's doing the opposite.
Yeah.
They're trying to go small ball. You have Anthony Davis Draymond Green at center at some point for the Warriors. Not so much this season, but before, like, that would be a lineup no one has seen before. Which would be crazy to think.
Or even getting a guy like Patrick Beverly.
Oh,
he's a free agent, man.
And that's what they need too, is they'll need people defensively. Let's say they don't get Kawhi and they get Kyrie, their biggest need then is defensively. Anthony Davis, he can block, he plays solid defense. LeBron, he used to play solid defense, but now that's where he takes off now. He's trying to reserve his energy.
Well, it all depends if we're in playoffs or not.
Yeah. So regular season taking off.
Yeah. But, or even, I know you would hate this, but even getting a guy like Brogdon.
Oh, I'd shoot him. I'd assassinate him before.
I hope he stays in Milwaukee. But if you got Kyrie, go get a guy like Brogdon.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Or even if you got Kemba, and then got Brogdon or somebody.
Yeah.
But
that's the thing is you would think you would hear more things right now like, oh, this team's interested in Brogdon, this team, because literally he shot the third best out of the whole NBA on catch and shoot. You want him in the NBA right now. He can guard the 1, the 2, and if you need him to guard the 3, he can. He doesn't make mistakes. He's extremely smart. So I don't get how there's not more teams that are like, we need to get Brogdon on our team. Which as a Bucks fan, I fucking love, because hey, ignore him all you want, man. You offer him a shitty contract, the Bucks can match it. But I just don't get how there's not more people who want him. All right. So real quick, let's just kind of I want to jump into the Anthony Davis thing a little bit more before we move into free agency, because I feel like Anthony Davis obviously influenced that a lot. So going into like that was the biggest move people are waiting on. Right now, I'm gonna pass it off to you. Full discretion. I'm gonna go grab a beer, so I'm gonna disappear for about 10 seconds. But I want to pass to you. Who do you think won this trade? So they sent Anthony Davis goes to the Lakers. The Pelicans get 3 first-round picks, 2019, a protected 2021, an unprotected 2024 when LeBron's not on the roster anymore. Well, his contract's up. I'm assuming
so far away.
Yeah, and I'm assuming at that point, LeBron's big goal, he's been very honest about it. He wants to play at least 1 year with his son. So I think after he signs, I think after the Lakers, he does 1 year with his son and then he's done. So in 2024, that's probably a LeBron-less year. And then it also came out that not only did they give those 3 picks away, but just like the Nets and Celtics trade, in 2023, they have a pick swap. So if the Lakers have a shitty pick, the Pelicans can claim it. They also get Ingram, Josh Hart, and Lonzo. So, in your opinion right now, who won that trade?
Looking at it, you kind of have to look at short-term and long-term. And a lot of things in any sport has to do with how well you draft and what your draft does for your team. If you make smart decisions and you draft well, then you're going to win the draft. I mean, you got 3 extra picks the Lakers did not get. So you have to, as a gentleman, look at long term. How can I win this thing long term? Lakers were all about the short game. LeBron's not getting any younger. They need a win now. They need to make a splash with their fans. It's been a while since the Lakers have been relevant when it comes to winning and contending. And this is the year with big stars as free agents. And they needed Anthony Davis to kind of help start that process with the Lakers. So short term, obviously the big winners are going to be the Lakers. Short term, Pelicans, they don't have a direction really. So long term, Lakers could win this as well. If they get a championship, regardless what the Pelicans do, Lakers win because they have their championship. So Pelicans can't mess this up, and they can't watch what's going to happen in the NBA draft this year and the years to come. They're younger. They stay younger. I think with Zion coming over, I think this helps them as a young team, makes them a little bit more exciting, starts kind of new era with the Pelicans. But as of right now, you have to love what the Lakers are doing.
Yeah.
They want Anthony Davis. They got him. Anthony Davis, with the injuries to Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis was the guy to get, who has been available and who has been out there, says this guy could be on your team. So Lakers won that.
Yeah. No,
and I thought, as long as I love that they did not give up Kuzma. Because I thought all those other players are expendable. Yeah. They might be okay, but they're expendable. And it all depends what the Pelicans can do with their draft to see if they draft the right guys, then they could win this. But regardless, if Lakers win championship, it doesn't matter. I mean, you can never bash the Lakers then for making this trade.
No, I'm with you.
And you see LeVar Ball came out and said worst decision the Lakers ever made. And then Shaq said, and Shaq kind of retweeted or like commented on that. He said second worst decision when they got rid of him.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
They should. It would have been interesting if Shaq and Kobe could stay together longer. See what would have happened, but
yeah, no, they're definitely.
I love Shaq.
No, I know Shaq's the shit, dude.
Yeah.
So,
all right, just quick. Yeah. Since we're talking about Shaq, you see that picture I sent you with Shaq and Francis Ngannou?
Dear God, Shaq makes Francis look like a lightweight instead of a heavyweight.
Oh my gosh, it's unreal. I thought Francis Ngannou was like a beast of a man, like gigantic. But then you put him next to Shaq, and I'm like, holy cow, he looks like a small ass man.
I know, he looks like.
I'm like, this is not real. Man, yeah. Yes, no. Dude, I don't know what it says more. Is Francis Ngannou not that big, or is Shaq just a fucking giant, man?
And he's getting like,
oh, that's unreal.
Yeah. It's too much, man. All right, so, dude, Shaq's a big ass dude. All right, so think about this, and I'm agree with you. It's hard to choose a winner because of the fact that it's honestly a win-win in both circumstances. The Pelicans were going to lose him next year. Let's say they go against what he wants. They're going to lose him. They get 3 first-round picks, and they have a potential pick swap. That's loading up their once-in-a-generation talent, or their once-in-a-decade talent of Zion. So they get Zion, and so that's huge. I don't know. I'm trying to think, and honestly, like it has to be a win-win at this point because the Lakers they have LeBron in the last whatever his career. He's going. You can say he's in his prime, or he's already in like a year after his prime. Whatever. He's still the best in the league until proven otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
They get their second superstar. Like you said, if they win a championship, no one's ever going to say this is a bad trade. The Pelicans, on the other hand, they have Zion. They have Jrue Holiday still, who I could see that I have a feeling they're going to trade either Jrue Holiday or Lonzo, because Lonzo or LeVar made it very, very open that they'd rather have Lonzo in Phoenix. So I don't know if they do the thing where they just start being super vocal and annoying until he gets that trade to Phoenix. But either way, you're surrounding him again. You're surrounding Zion with young talent that can grow and develop with him. And they still have picks to make trades too. Like they had the first and the fourth round. They have the first and fourth pick right now this year. They have picks in the future that could trade for actually like proven players right now. So this is probably the most win-win trade you can get. The Lakers get what they want. Their team's 20 times better than last year's. Pelicans are rebuilding around an athlete that honestly is going to be the next LeBron of the league, to where he's going to be the guy in 5 years once Durant's done, LeBron's done, Steph's done. Like, it's going to be Zion at that point. Zion and Giannis are going to be the two. I think if you fast forward 6 years right now, it's Zion and Giannis going at it. I don't know. That was a great trade. But
Zion's got to get his jump shot. I guess both guys need that jump shot though. Because Zion, with college basketball, he relied a lot on his athleticism. So I think for both of them to go to a new level, they have to get a jump shot, because that's the way the league is going. The league is going to jump shooting.
Yeah, but the one difference is going to be Giannis is going to have the ball in his hand more than Zion. I think.
Oh yeah.
So like Giannis is a legit. He can play point guard. Zion can't. Like that's the only difference is like, he still needs to develop a jump shot, but I think if you put Giannis and Zion and said which one is it more crucial for them to develop a jump shot, I'd pick Giannis for the fact of especially this year in the playoffs. He got exposed big time by the Raptors, but also he has the ball in his hand way more.
Yes.
So the big thing, the AD trade in general is a huge deal, huge news. But the big thing that it does right now too is it completely shifts the free agent market. People were waiting; they're waiting to see what was going to happen. Either Celtics were an option, the Knicks were an option, but he ends up going to the Lakers. We already talked a little bit about Kawhi. We both kind of agree the Raptors makes the most sense. We both pick an LA team. You pick Clippers, I pick Lakers. But then let's go to the next biggest person right now is Kevin Durant. Where do you think right now Kevin Durant goes? Do you think AD not going to the Knicks affects KD's choice at all?
I was listening to something that I think it was Jalen Rose said. I could be wrong though. It was that the fact that I know I've been guilty of, and I was saying it, that this whole idea that KD wants his own team and wants to be on himself. He says that's a narrative KD never said. It's the idea we created for him. The media, all the fans, everyone else created besides KD.
Yeah. Because if you
and so that kind of made me think a little bit. I'm like, wait a minute. Does KD want that? And so it's like, okay, does he go somewhere just for insurance? Or does he restructure with or kind of create a new deal with the Warriors long term? I think the worst mistake, though, is signing a one-year deal.
No,
so if the Warriors aren't going to give him a long-term deal, if they're only going to give him his player option, I don't think that's a good for him because KD should do something to ensure that he has a deal for at least 4 years because we don't know what's happening from this Achilles. We cannot promise he's going to be the same KD. He most likely won't because of how serious a ruptured Achilles is.
Yeah.
So regardless where he goes, I don't know where that is. I would like to say the Knicks, but I think he has to go to a team that's going to give him a 4-year deal or like a long-term deal besides just that 1-year deal with the Warriors. If the Warriors offer him long-term, I could see him signing with them.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think about it with Durant. I think the big thing that goes against that narrative, like you mentioned, that we kind of created with the whole he wants his own team is there's that report that came out that he met with Kawhi in New York, out of all places. He met with him about what to do during free agency. So that right there shows if you want your own team, I think I said Kawhi, I meant Kyrie. You're not bringing Kyrie.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, sorry, I said that wrong. He met with Kyrie. Yeah. You're not going to bring Kyrie on. If you want your own team, you're going to go there, you're going to sign, and then you're going to have some say in what happens, but you're not going to meet with somebody first. So,
and I think this injury is huge. I mean, LeBron, KD's and Klay's injuries are huge because now the Warriors have to decide because next year they're not going to have KD or Klay. So now they're like, what if we kept KD now?
Yeah.
And
if you look at straight injuries though, an ACL with a younger player and a ruptured Achilles with an older player, player's going to be 31. It's a no-brainer. You got to go with Klay. You have to pick Klay over Durant.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think so too.
And it came out Durant said Warriors is his last option.
He said that?
It said reports came out that Durant taking his $31 million player option is the last resort. So I guess that's different than making a 4-year
that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, because that's only 1 year, and then you have to kind of reprove yourself.
Yeah.
But I think he needs to go to a team like the Knicks who are just willing to say, hey, next year we won't suck again, but at least we have KD on our roster.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
I think Knicks make that gamble. KD signs with them, doesn't play at all next year because they are going to be bad. Why even come back? And then we'll see him in 2020 for a little bit, and then 2020, 2021 season.
Yeah.
But I don't think we'll see him at all next season because he'll come back to a team. They won't be good, so no rush coming back. They'll get another high draft pick, free agency again.
Yeah.
And so maybe you only sign KD this year and just say, hey, we're going to kind of tank again this year. Well, then next year we'll have the cap room, we'll have a high pick, and then we'll be ready to go.
Yeah. And
maybe, RJ Barrett on the team too. Let RJ Barrett play and develop as a rookie, and then as in his second year, have KD, maybe one other guy, high draft pick.
Yeah. And that's like
ready to rock and roll then.
Yeah. Like thinking about it, KD signs there. They have Reddish, they have Dennis Smith Jr. right now, who's not a bad, like he's a really good player. He was the top 10 pick. Like then they have pieces. I don't know. It's just if I'm KD, like you mentioned, you want a long-term contract because you have a very questionable injury. I think at the end of the day, I think it's determined he's going to the Knicks. They're a team willing to gamble on him. He's wanted to go there before his injury. I think he goes to the Knicks. It makes the most sense. So then if we think about another player that's been like connected to the Knicks and a few teams. He's been connected to the Lakers with AD especially and LeBron, the Nets, and then because he signed with Rock Nation, and now the Knicks. That's just been a long rumor. Where do you think Kyrie goes? Do you think AD is enough of a draw? Do you think the Knicks with the big market's a huge pull? Or do you think he signed with Rock Nation, one of Rock Nation's a person who runs Rock Nation is twin brothers with the person who runs the Knicks or the Nets, excuse me. So where do you think Kyrie goes?
I don't really see Kyrie going to the Nets by himself. He could, but it's going to be like Cleveland all over again.
And the thing that doesn't make sense to me is they said, what's D'Angelo Russell's there? Kyrie and D'Angelo Russell as a 1-2, they'll have really exciting games. They'll be super fun to watch, but that's not a 1-2 that I want. That's not a finals 1-2.
No.
So what do you think?
To me, and it's just like the Nets, like, okay, cool, but why not go to LA? You still get your big city, and now you are at least playing with LeBron and Anthony Davis, which Kyrie wants to play with Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
That makes the most sense to me. He could go to the Brooklyn, but why? It doesn't make much sense. You're not going to win. You're just going there for the city and possibly the money. But I think going Lakers is the exact same thing. Still big city. Second, one of the best teams in NBA to go to.
Yeah.
So.
And if he goes to the Lakers, it sets them up so much better for the future too, because you have two young players in Anthony Davis and Kyrie. I keep wanting to call him Kawhi. Yeah. So Anthony Davis and Kyrie are there. LeBron's there for another 3 years. So you take him away, you still have two players that could potentially take you to the finals. So I don't know. It's if I'm Kyrie, that's where I'm going. I'm going Lakers. You've already played with LeBron before. You won a finals with LeBron. You guys made up this year when you realized that you were a dumbass and shouldn't have left the Cavs. You have Anthony Davis, who's one healthy, a top 5 player in the NBA, and LeBron, who's still top 1, or he is the best player.
Yep.
I don't know. It just seems to me like a no-brainer, but I know there's a lot of other things that come into play, like actually being in the NBA and knowing how teams are rather than sitting on your couch and watching them.
Exactly. And
Go ahead.
Now, it's just one of those things that, like, it all depends on players. What's important to you? Is winning or, like, I don't know. It just.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
I don't know. I don't have the answer.
Yeah. All right, then we can, since it's already been close to an hour, we can quickly go through the last few, and we can talk about it later, more later. We're gonna have another pod in a couple days, which I'm excited about. Your genius idea. We can talk about that later. But talking about the top point guard, so Kyrie's number one point guard that people are gonna wonder where he goes. But after Kyrie chooses, Kemba Walker's the next one people are gonna be wondering about. The Lakers have been interested in him. The Knicks, he has a connection to the Knicks being from New York. And then also he's been very, very vocal about wanting to stay with Charlotte. But we saw with Kyrie saying that he was going to re-sign with the Celtics. That really doesn't mean shit. So where do you think Kemba's going to go?
It doesn't make sense for him to go to Charlotte.
No, if I'm him, I'm getting far away.
Yeah, I could see him going New York. To me, that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Or Clippers. Clippers or New York. Because I feel like the Clippers are going to miss out on Kawhi.
I do too.
And so Clippers have 2 maxes.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to miss out on Kawhi. KD is no longer an option, or it doesn't make sense for him. I think KD signs with New York. That takes up 1 max. New York might be happy or okay with that for this year. And so Nets might go after Kemba, or even Knicks might just double down and say, hey, we'll take Kemba and then for this year, and then we'll still have KD as well. But Clippers, I don't see them literally landing a big guy this year. So I like the Knicks or the Nets to land them.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm gonna go with either. I think Knicks or Lakers. I think there's a part of me that, so I guess you have to throw Charlotte in there just because he's been saying he wants to stay in Charlotte. He would take less money to stay in Charlotte, yada yada. But that team cannot win with just the way their salary is put up right now, like all this stuff. Yeah, you signed Kemba, but now what? You guys are just signing on to being a top 10 team in the East. The weaker that shit doesn't make sense. I don't know. So for me, if I'm him, I'm definitely going to either the Knicks, just for the sole reason of you're from New York. That gives it a lot of reason to go there. They're gonna sign another free agent. They have the top 3 pick, but the Lakers too are another intriguing option. I think if you're a Laker, if you're the Lakers, you're gonna look at Kyrie first, just the familiarity between LeBron and him. He wants to play with AD, and he's just better than Kemba. Just plain, he's better than Kemba.
Yeah.
But after that, Kemba, they have interest in Kemba. So I think Lakers or New York are going to be where Kemba goes.
Yeah.
If I'm Kemba, I'm pushing for the Lakers though.
So let's go Lakers standpoint.
Yeah.
Is Kemba your third choice?
See, that's what's tricky.
Okay, let's defend that. Yeah. Third choice behind Kawhi and Kyrie.
Yeah, so Kemba's my third choice. That's what's tough.
Right, well, okay.
If you think about the Lakers, go ahead.
I will maybe help your scenario. You have Kemba verbally agrees to a deal. Okay. Do you hold out and then you're talking to either Kawhi or Kyrie and they say, I don't know, maybe. They're on the fence. But Kemba says yes. Do you risk losing both guys, or if Kemba says yes, you say we have to pull the trigger because we don't want to lose out on both of them?
So Kemba says yes before the other two. I think it's
and the other guys are on the fence. They don't know. They haven't given you really anything, and they're kind of leaning between two things. But Kemba says yes, I want to come play. You just say, forget it. I'm going Kemba.
The tough thing about that, it all depends too, like where you're at in free agency. So I'm gonna assume like with these players, you're in the first, like you're damn near in the first day of it because they're gonna be visiting.
Yeah, pretty close.
I think if you're a GM, like the smart thing to do is to try to be very persuasive. I don't know. Fuck you, Rixie. That's a tough one. At that point, though,
because if you tell Kemba, no, hey, we're gonna wait to see what Kyrie or Kawhi does. Kemba's like, all right, fuck you. I'm going to another team, and all of a sudden, Kawhi says, hey, it's not working out. I'm going to start this team, and now you didn't get either one. So is that a gamble you're willing to take?
For Kemba, honestly, no. I would if Kemba comes up to me on day one of free agency and is like, look, guys, I'm signing for you guys, and I'll be your starting point guard. I'm gonna take it because that gives you Kemba, Kuzma, LeBron, and Anthony Davis as your starting four of your starting five, and that's if you look at that starting five, even without knowing who your shooting guard is, that's probably the best in the NBA. That's top three in the NBA. So yeah, I would take it. What about you?
Okay. No, unless Kyrie or I think you have to land one of those three.
Yeah.
To really win this offseason. You have to land one of those threes. Obviously you want Kyrie or Kawhi first, but you can't let all three of them walk away from you.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. That's the tough thing is like you, especially being the Lakers, they have as great as an addition as AD is, you have so much work to do still because it's
not complete.
You have 3 out of 15 players right now. You literally have LeBron, Kuzma, and AD, and then you have 12 other spots that just aren't up to contender level yet. So this shit's gonna be tough, man. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be crazy. I think few teams are going to benefit this offseason, and a lot of teams are just going to say the same.
Yeah.
But don't forget, we also have a guy like Jimmy Butler.
That's what I was just about to bring up. I want to hit, just for the sake of time, I probably only bring up 2, maybe 3 more. If you're Jimmy Butler, and that's the thing is the Lakers been connected to fucking everybody right now. They've been connected to Kemba, Kyrie, Kawhi, Jimmy Butler, and out of all people, Derek Favors from the Jazz. Like they literally, they want people on that team. So if I'm Jimmy Butler, I'm going. If I'm him, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm staying with the 76ers. You came 118 bounce shot away from being in the Eastern Conference Finals. So like right there, Jimmy Butler was in a good situation. He got traded to the team that he wanted to play with. Him and him and Joel Embiid seem to have a good relationship. But it's also out that him and Kyrie are really good friends. So I could see Kyrie and Jimmy Butler both going to the Brooklyn Nets. But
yeah, there you go.
I don't really know. If you're Jimmy Butler, what are you thinking?
That makes sense. Like we talked about it on other podcasts, Jimmy Butler is going to go where he likes the people. Because Jimmy Butler can be a cancer to a team. So he has to go to somebody. He's like, hey, I want to be here. I want to play.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'm only going to talk my ass if I know where that's going to be or give insight. I mean, I love it if he stays with the 76ers. I think they need to make a coaching change. Because they need to do something to get over that hump. And I don't think Bruce is the right guy for him. His name's Bruce, right? First name? I can't think of his last name.
Your microphone's breaking up a lot right now.
What? Cheap Amazon headphones.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, no, you're breaking up a lot right now.
Can you hear me better now?
Oh yeah, now I can.
All right. But all right. So I was just saying that I think if he stays in Philadelphia, there has to be a change with coaching, I think. But if he decides to go, wherever he decides, I think is best for him, because he's difficult to be around, difficult to play with.
Yeah,
he's just his personality.
Yeah, and that's a tough thing, is because Brett Brown, is gonna be
Brett, not Bruce.
Yeah. Brett Brown. He's just got an extension for the 76ers, and it's tough because he put through like the shitty years where they're trusting the process and all that stuff, to where it's like you got to give him some time with actually a good team for once. But I don't know if I don't know, Jimmy Butler, he's a fucking wild card, because like you said, yeah, he wants to win, but at the same time, he wants to be around certain players, and I don't know.
Yeah,
he
wants things perfectly made for him,
and he's a tier 2 NBA player. He's not in the tier 1 like LeBron and KD. He's top. If I'm thinking of people that I'd start my franchise around, he is top 20, top 30. Like, that's the thing. It doesn't even make sense.
No, and it showed in Chicago, and Minnesota. He's not a franchise player. He's like a complimentary guy. That's an awesome number 2 guy to have on your team.
Yeah.
But he is not a franchise player by himself.
Yeah, but the thing is, the part that's scary is, in his mind, though, he is a franchise player.
In his mind, yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
So Jimmy Butler, we both agree, he's an idiot, and no one knows what he's gonna do.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. Last one that I really want to talk about, because we've talked a lot about Kyrie, and if he goes to the Nets, that really, if you're D'Angelo Russell, then what do? The Nets love you. You took him to the playoffs finally. Like, what? Do you have a reunion with the Lakers? I don't think they're interested in him. If I'm him, I don't go there. If I'm the Lakers, I don't go there. The Net, for me, if I think of D'Angelo Russell, I'm literally thinking like, well, maybe the Pacers to pair up with Oladipo. I don't know. If you're D'Angelo Russell, what do you do?
Oh, I like this Pacers thing that you're getting at. That's a good one. I didn't think about that one. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, they have some pieces to win and compete. I think if you're D'Angelo Russell, number 1 goal is to stay in New York with the Nets. But I like that a lot.
Yeah,
because that makes a lot of sense. Or if you go put them in with I guess Denver doesn't really fit too well.
Yeah, no. Now
what if you put them with what if you put them in Popovich's system with the Spurs?
Yeah, they need a point guard.
Because you got DeRozan, you got Aldridge.
Yeah.
And maybe completing that team with
yeah, they'd have to definitely move some pieces around. And I think D'Angelo Russell, the big thing he can come from is like maturity. Obviously, like he had that whole Nick Young, Iggy Azalea thing he put on, whatever the shit he put on. Like, I don't know. With me, if I'm him, like you said, my first move is I'm staying with the Nets. Like, it's in New York. The city loves me already. It kind of fits his personality of just like young. I don't know. He's exciting. If I'm him, I'm either going with them or I'm going with the Pacers with Oladipo. They have Miles Turner, Thaddeus Young. He's a piece. Like he's going to another playoff team.
And that white guy. That guy that does not look like he's supposed to be able to play basketball at all.
Joe Harris?
No, not Joe Harris. The other guy. He looks like a dad, like a typical Father's Day card dad.
For the Nets?
No, for the Pacers.
Oh, for the Pacers. Who are you talking about? Not Siakam.
Joe English? No. Let's see here. What's his name? He looks like a total.
Bogdanovich?
Maybe.
Please don't tell me you put Pacer white guy into your Google search.
You put Pacers? Yeah, it's Bogdanovich. Okay, I put Pacers and then a space white guy. Pacers white guy was in this like search like what they were going to give you.
It's because Google's listening to your phone. Or they even have they have TJ Leaf too. He looks. I don't even want to start.
And Doug McDermott, the greatest untapped potential of all time.
Doug McDermott might be the biggest or the closest thing to Jimmer Fredette I've ever seen.
No. Doug McDermott is fourth all time in NCAA scoring. And
where's Jimmy Fredette or Jimmer Fredette? I'm gonna Google Jimmer Fredette because honestly, the point you gave me right now is probably doesn't mean shit.
Jimmer Fredette, is he still on the Suns roster?
Yeah, well, good question. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe he probably signed a. If I were him, I'm not coming back to the NBA unless I get a good deal.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, okay. Doug McDermott, he's awesome. let's just all agree on that. You can't hate on Doug. He just needs a team that believes him and uses him. And so the Pacers are going to do it, and especially if D'Angelo Russell comes over, he's going to be an all-star. He just needs a time to shine. He's waiting for like a Fred VanVleet situation. He just needs to have a kid, and then he's going to go off. You heard it on Corn Brew first. Doug McDermott is a new Fred VanVleet.
Fuck Doug McDermott, his dumbass.
Don't shoot. I'm going to quit this podcast right now.
That's fine. I'm just going to call it the Brew Podcast then, which sounds way cooler than the Corn Brew.
The Brew. No one wants to listen to you just talk for an hour straight.
Hey, man. First of all, my rants only last about 20 minutes.
Just wait till we have Doug McDermott as a guest on the Corn Brew Podcast.
If you get Doug if you get Doug McDermott on the podcast, the first thing I'm opening up with, so we both know you're not that great of an NBA player. That's the first thing I'm saying to him. In the same way as I expect everyone else, my favorite NBA player, J.R. Smith, to be like, JR, we both know you're stupid. Like you got to cut it out. All right, so Jesus. Last thing I want to talk about is I could see the New York Knicks just fucking up so much in this free agency. Somehow they miss out on LeBron. Somehow they miss out on Kyrie. Somehow they miss out on Kemba. And then we have this big year of this is New York's year. They're going to get Zion. They're going to get KD. They're going to get Kyrie. And the only people they land are Jimmy Butler and Julius Randle. Like, I feel like that's a very possible thing that could happen.
Man, I think that's halfway decent scenario for them. I can see things going a lot worse.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing is, if you take away all the shit I said before that, like, hey, the Knicks are going to sign Julius Randle and Jimmy Butler, like, oh shit, you put that with Dennis Smith, blah blah blah, like that's decent. But then you think about they missed out on KD, they missed out on Kemba, they missed Kyrie, 3 people who were like said to go to that city or that team. They missed out on trading for Anthony Davis. Like at the end of the day, that's a pretty shitty free agency.
Oh gosh, yeah, it sucks. I think there's a lot of teams after those injuries who are very disappointed. And all of a sudden, this NBA offseason is not quite what it hyped to be. because of those injuries, because Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant possibly are not going to play at all next season. So there's going to be a lot of disappointed people out there. I think a lot of players are going to re-sign with their current team, and very few teams are going to walk away happy.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely with you. All right, we've been about like an hour-ish, so
yeah, we better quit because people are going to see like, fuck, these two guys talk way too long. They just ramble and ramble.
Yeah, after about 45 minutes, my points go from like feasible to just that's a stupid point.
It's a bunch of bullshit at this point.
After 45 minutes, I'm making shit up on the spot.
Oh man.
All right, so we'll be back. I guess at the end of the day, at the end of this podcast, we both can agree that just Doug McDermott sucks dick. And
no, that was one thing we never discussed was him sucking dick. We discussed he is the next Fred VanVleet, and Doug is going to light the NBA. He's going to light the NBA on fire next year in the playoffs.
How about this? If Doug McDermott lights the NBA on fire, I'll even give you this.
In the playoffs, not regular season, playoffs.
If Doug McDermott gets to the playoffs and averages over, what was Doug McDermott, 14 points after his son was born?
Yeah, Fred VanVleet was 14.7. After his son was born.
If Doug McDermott gets to 10 points per game in the playoffs, I will get Doug McDermott tattooed on my butt.
Oh, hell yes. All right, how many games minimum?
I don't care. It could be 3. That's how or 4. It could be. That's how confident I am.
4. Okay, 4 games he has 4 games next year in the playoffs. He has to average at least 10 points a game.
Yes, and if he does, I will get Doug McDermott tattooed on my butt.
Deal. This is me shaking with you over the podcast world internet.
I'm giving you a hug and kissing you. That's how confident I am that it's not going to happen.
Des and Tanny, when you listen to this, you heard it here first. And Jimmy has to pay for it.
Fine. Yeah, that's fine too. All
right, deal. Yes.
All right.
And Des, you cannot veto this at all.
No, she doesn't. She has says on my says. She has an opinion. There it is. On my tattoos that are shown, but anything on my butt cheeks, I control. All right.
I like it.
All right. So episode 7, we talked about the finals, free agency, the Anthony Davis trade, Doug McDermott sucking, my butt cheek tattoos. We talked about a lot this episode. We'll be back this week, hopefully for a new segment for Bachelor Live, Rixie's genius idea, which I'm super excited about because I think that's going to be a fun one. And it's Bachelorette this season, right?
Yeah, with Hannah Brown.
Hannah Brown. Is she a cutie patootie?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
I'm literally going to cut out everything that we did before this and just hit to that section when I say, is she a cutie patootie? And you saying real pervertedly, oh, yeah. And I'm going to send it to your wife.
Dude, don't do that. You'll put me in the doghouse forever.
All right. So yeah, no, we'll be back this week. I'm really excited. I know we don't have that many listeners, but Trix, I enjoy doing this with you every week. So thanks for joining again. It's fun. I hate you, but it's fun.
Yeah, I tolerate you. I only use you to leapfrog my my career as a podcaster.
No, you're really like a Chinese student, and just you only hang out with me so you can practice your English because you still can't speak it.
Well, it is what it is. I use you. You use me.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate you. We'll talk again. Well, shit, I'll probably text you in like 2 minutes. We'll do another podcast again this week. But from Corn Brew, Rixie Trixie, Jimmy Christensen.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. Thank you so much. Adios.
Bye.